Hello everyone. I hope you guys are having a wonderful day and making some really good trades. And yeah, we're going to be talking about NVIDIA today. Obviously a decent sized pullback, finally, right? For those of you who are looking for a pullback. But now we got maybe the fifth wave possibly being finished here on the larger time frames, but I'm going to be covering that a little bit later. Let's dive in and continue to do the indices first, and then we'll work our way down, okay? So yeah, basically, I think the Dow Jones is finally getting some movement now. I see movement, right? So lots of movement, and I think we could possibly be impulsing out in our third wave here, but we'll have to see. We need more follow through. Another 1-2-1-2 setup. The SPY actually got a nice pullback as well today, although it was only 27 basis points. But fifth wave might be finishing up here of the third wave. So now maybe a more sideways correction or a more chop. But again, if it continues to push higher and you erase divergence, then you're just gonna extend the third wave, right? So it's just gonna be business as usual if that's the case. But you never know, and I think the markets are extended and they are getting long in the tooth, but it doesn't mean that they can't continue to run higher, right? Because you got some stocks that are set up to go higher, even though you have some extended ones like NVIDIA. So that's basically it. And then we could take a look at triple Qs. Triple Qs obviously very extended as well, erasing divergence on multiple time frames, continuing the third wave up. If this can finally just do a higher high with bearish divergence, then you'll have the third wave in, right? And then you can do a 4 and a 5 and then a 3 and a 4 and a 5. I mean, you got so many 1-2 setups at this point that you're gonna have to do matching 4s and 5s to end all these impulses. But yeah, that's basically it. Let's take a look at the IWM. So IWM pulling back here into the support area, and I think that this one might be setting up for a nice 1-2 setup if it can hold this support here. If it wants to break back down, and it takes out this pivot, then we might have a larger correction on our hands, and maybe the wave 2 is not in. So we'll keep an eye on this one, but I'm hopeful. I'm hopeful for the small caps. But what we need to see is we need to see the yields continue to go down, and we need to see the dollar pull back, right? And the dollar right now is actually quite bullish. It continues to push higher in this C leg here, right? It looks like it wants to finish pretty soon. So you got a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 possibly, right? So 5 waves up, and if you finish with bearish divergence, then I would call the top end for the DXY. But we'll continue to track this one. Lots of strength in the dollar because there's lots of weakness in other currencies. Let's continue here. We'll take a look. Finally, we'll dive into NVIDIA. So lots of people are getting excited. Possible NVIDIA top being put in. I have this as a third wave, and then a fourth wave, and then another fifth, right? To finish the fifth, right? And then to finish the larger fifth. So possibly you could get a little bit more upside, but I don't want to get too ahead of myself. If you guys have been following me, when you erase divergence, you can continue to push higher, right? And I mean, finally we hit the larger sell area, right? And on the weekly, it looks like you got a nice little wick for now. And then when we take a look at market cipher on NVIDIA, right? When you take a look at market cipher on NVIDIA, the monthly time frame, it still looks like it could extend higher. The weekly time frame, you're gonna have bearish divergence as well coming up soon. And then the daily time frame, you're also in the fifth wave. But I mean, you just got so much green money flow. You just have so much buying. It's hard to pull back when all the dips keep getting bought up. And you got OPEX quad witching option expiration tomorrow. So it's gonna be lots of movers tomorrow. Things that are extended might pull back hard, and things that are oversold might get big pumps, right? You got all sorts of wonky things going on in the market. I don't know if you guys follow crypto mining companies. You're getting big squeezes now in the crypto miners, right? If you look at let's see here, you just roll down to the GRDI. If you guys follow this stock, getting a big squeeze up today, up 98%. SLNH has been getting a squeeze as well. A big rally from $2 all the way to like $6 now. So again, you're getting lots of movement, lots of movement here in this market. And then Apple pulling back, right? Apple pulling back in its fourth wave, and then another high to go. So you got this could be possibly a dip to buy here, and I think it is a dip to buy ultimately. And then eventually, once this correction is over, ABC, possible ABC here. If this is done, then you'll get a nice rally higher. Let's take a look at Apple actually. Maybe we'll see some smart money buying on the smaller time frames, right? Maybe. There we go. You're getting a little bit on the 12 minute. So smart money's buying this dip here a little bit at 209, and you can take a look at this on the other charts as well, like Microsoft, Google. See if this NVIDIA dip is being bought up. You might have to get on the really small time frames, like the 6 minute or the 5 minute. So you're seeing some buying, right? So you know what I mean? Like NVIDIA dips, you see smart money buying the dip, and then you gap higher and you run. So NVIDIA, gap up, sold off. Now you're buying the dip. Are we gonna gap up tomorrow and continue running and just continue this madness? So it's funny. You laugh now, but the smart money buys a dip for a reason. But we'll see. We'll see who's gonna be right. All right, let's continue and we'll take a look at more stocks here. So Tesla pulling back as well. Possibly another 1-2 setup here, and I do like Tesla, right? Long, so I'm bullish on Tesla and I'm long Tesla. Let me take a look at something else. We'll take a look at Roku. So Roku getting a little 2% update today, although this market may not hold up. I think Roku. I'm bullish Roku. Technically, but it could extend lower in the C leg, so that's why I no longer like the trade, right? I got out of this trade, I stopped out, and I moved on to other opportunities. But yeah, let's take a look at SMCI. SMCI had actually a big update, and now it's pulling back, possibly another 1-2 setup. So again, 1-2, and just continue to move higher. The SMH, right, the VanEck Semiconductor ETF, obviously very extended, long in the tooth, possibly finally finishing up the third wave here. Take a look. Oh no, well there you go. Well, what do you got? You got a divergence being erased, right? You had a nice setup for a fifth wave, and then you know what happened? You erase divergence, and when you erase divergence, it's just a fourth wave now, 4 and a 5. So this third wave is still not done. Got to make another high for it to be finished, and then you'll be done. Let's take a look at the yields TLT, right? We'll take a look at TLT. Take a look at TLT. So again, I'm long TLT here. I'm still holding my long position. I think we got higher to go. TLT here, 87. Not 87. I'm not long TLT. I'm long TMF, which is the triple leverage of the TLT. But overall, I think we got some positive things going here from TLT now. Finally, TLT's been kind of in a rut for a long time. You got red money flow finally exiting, almost back to the zero line. I think the weekly time frame you're still deep in the red, and the monthly as well. But you got bullish divergences on the monthly. This is set up to run higher, to be honest. And you got green money flow on the 4 hour. So again, this is just me looking at market cipher, but what I follow is the yields, and I think the yields are set up for a meltdown here. But we'll see who's right. We'll see who's right. Time will tell. Yeah, this could just be another dip to buy. It's just sideways chop. I think we're gonna break out in this wave 3 and continue higher. All right, let me continue on. We'll cover some other things. So silver, obviously, impulsing out here, and also possibly breaking this downsloping trend line. Are we? Yes, we are. Now we're retesting it as support. So that's good. I think this is our first impulse out now. So a 1-2. And again, someone was asking me for a more accurate target for the silver top. And again, it's very difficult for me to give a 100% target. I can't really do that, right? As we get closer with the third wave and the fourth wave being finished, then I can give you more accurate targets, right? Like we do on our other charts, right? When we dig into the smaller time frames, like I'll give you an example for Tesla. We were trading. Oh, that's not it. What did I type in? What is this? That's TSLA. What am I typing here? There we go. So for Tesla, like you dig on the smaller time frames, right? And you do these minute counts, and you get on the smaller 15-minute or 45-minute. And I was doing these counts with you guys inside the Discord. A nice 1-2 setup, crash correction. This was a dip to buy, and then a resistance level was found, and then we had a nice little drop. So that was the short area. So I kept all these charts for examples. I think I had the SPY as well. The SPY, let's go down here, maybe all the way back down here. This was a dip to buy. Little bit of invalidation, right? But margin for error, you know. But I would have stopped out here, but I think we gapped up at the open, or we're back up in overnight or something, and I stayed in the trade, and we still rode this up, but not to this extent here. I never thought we would get such a rally. So yeah, that's basically it. Let me continue back here. So to silver and gold, circle back. So yeah, I think we're finishing up this fifth wave, and gold also could be possibly impulsing out as well. Let's see if we're breaking this down sloping trend line. I think we are. Yeah, so we got a nice clean breakout here. Let's see if it can sustain or if it wants to go lower. But yeah, I'm confident in this rally. Let's continue on. Let's take a look, because you know you got the dollar surging, but you also have gold and silver surging. So it's interesting. All right, so let's cover some other things here. So obviously oil is pushing back up here in this wave too. To me, the short area will probably be a little bit higher. If you wanted a more accurate target, let's get on the smaller time frames. All right, so let's see what we can make out of this. If this is really a crash correction towards the upside in oil, then you're gonna get probably 1-to-1 extension. So let's see what we can get in terms of a target here. Right, probably somewhere around the 84 mark. So this is gonna run up a little bit higher. Let's see. Yeah, ultimately, I think you got a nice little short opportunity here for oil if you can get back up to the 84.58 to 86 range. But again, that would be grazing it pretty darn close. It might not get there. Maybe I'm off on my count here, but this is what I would see for a corrective move to be finishing. So I'll be holding off. You know, I shorted oil when we were up here. We wrote it down. I exited, and then but now I'm not in oil long. I think oil is gonna go lower, but I could be wrong. We'll see who's right. So yeah, that's basically it. Still bullish this market. I know there's lots of pessimism right now, and then Bitcoin's breaking down. You know, it's looking bearish. Everyone's you know, the rats are fleeing the sinking ship right now. So we'll have to see. We'll have to see how everything's gonna play out in the coming days and weeks. Anyways, guys, enjoy the night, and I'll see you guys on tomorrow's market.